Well, we're joined now by royal commentator and author Katie Nicholl, and Simon is with us as well. Katie, perhaps they were sort of forced into announcing this sooner than they would like.
Well, Clarence House said as much actually today, that this was earlier than they wanted to make the announcement, because we're not actually told how pregnant the Duchess is, but it may be as early as 8 weeks, certainly not as far as the 12-week scan when most people have their first scan and feel safe in telling people. But this is an echo of what happened last time, and unfortunately this hyperemesis gravidae, which the Duchess clearly suffers from, tends to kick in around the 6-week mark up until the 12-week mark, and she's really been knocked out by it.
I couldn't even say what it was last time. I'm not going to try it this time, Simon. But it has thrown a bit of a spanner in the works for Prince Harry, who we saw there, and his Invictus Games.
Well, yeah, this is the big week with the opening ceremony on Wednesday night, and Kate is meant to be there. I think that's under big doubt now. But yes, the Invictus Games is the Paralympics for wounded service personnel. It is Harry's pet project, and he wants to continue it in the years to come. Sadly, of course, the publicity now is, for him anyway, is now on Kate. He's thrilled for her, of course. But it puts into doubt her other engagements, her first solo foreign trip in 10 days' time to Malta. I'm not sure that can go ahead now.
And also, there was a big trip planned next year around when the baby is now due.
Yes, the event that they were both meant to be at today, William and Kate, was at Oxford University, the new China Centre there, and the rumour was the big trip next year would be to China in the spring, exactly when the baby is due. And, well, it's impossible to see that going ahead now, but an example there of how William and Kate really now are the big hitters on the foreign stage for the royal family.
Their diary is up in the air. I suspect we know what ours is going to be for the next 7 or so months. Katie, maybe, obviously the announcement has come sooner than they would like. Maybe the baby is coming sooner than they would have expected.
I think there's a chance that you're absolutely right on that. I was told that they were planning to try this summer, and that sort of fitted because they've just moved into their new country home up in Anmer. Prince William, we know, has decided to take on a new career as an air ambulance pilot. It all sort of sat very nicely with extending the family, being out the limelight, away from London, that they'd found really quite oppressive in the country. Perfect opportunity, but I don't think they perhaps expected it to happen as quickly as it had. And as Simon pointed out, you know, the diary, which is planned months and months in advance, clearly is looking forward to the spring. Well, if they were planning it, it happening this quickly, I think they managed to keep it very quiet, because they've really thrown everyone with this announcement.
We always knew, though, that they were going to have another child. Maybe they'll go on to have more after this, because you have the heir and you have the spare. It's not a very nice title to be given, but it's true all the same.
It is, and if you look back historically through the ages, there's never just been one royal child. There is always a spare just for every eventuality, and whether it's a little princess or a little prince, yes, George is going to have a playmate, and the country will have a spare, and as Prince Harry jokingly admitted, he is moving further down the pecking order, much to his delight, I suspect.
Well, exactly, Simon, because I was looking at spares down the ages, and of course there's Harry, and Princess Anne was the spare for a while, and still seems to be, although she's got other brothers as well, but Margaret too. It's a funny thing to have to wear, isn't it?
It is a difficult role. I think Harry has always enjoyed the pressure off, and Diana lovingly called him the backup. Well, now George is going to get a backup. Harry doesn't have that pressure. The Invictus Games I think is going to be his version of the Prince's Trust or the Duke of Edinburgh Award. That's going to be his project. He doesn't have the pressure that William has, and it shows.
Katie, Simon, thank you both very much indeed. Good to see you. Sure, we'll be seeing a lot more of you until next year.